I'm Calin Duke. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make lined mittens using clothing that you probably already have in your closet. If you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find the written instructions for this project in my new book, How to Upcycle Nearly Everything for the Outdoors, where you'll also find instructions for countless other projects. Whether you want to make a head warmer, or a croquis, or a gator, it's all there. I'm really excited for you to see the section in the back. It's all about the different types of outdoor fabric and their different applications. First things first, let's figure out what size your hands are. In the description, you'll find a link to the PDF for the pattern pieces. Download this PDF. On the first page, you'll see a hand like this. Put your hand up to it to see if it's the same size. If your hand matches mine, you're a medium. If your hand is significantly smaller, you're a small, and if it's significantly larger, you're a large. If your hand is just slightly one way or the other, use the medium pattern piece, and then we'll trim later. You'll notice each pattern piece has 3 different sizes. The big, bold line is for medium. The dashed line on the inside is for small, and the dotted line on the outside is for large. Making the mitten lining. Trace the pattern pieces from How to Upcycle Nearly Everything for the Outdoors onto blank pieces of paper and cut them out. You're going to cut your mitten pieces out through 2 layers of fabric. Position your fabric so the 2 layers have the wrong sides touching. With the pattern pieces facing up, pin them to the fabric and cut out through both layers. If it's not possible to double layer your fabric, cut your first set of pieces with the pattern pieces facing up. Then for the next set, turn them upside down and cut the next set out. Be mindful that pattern pieces B and C for the lining are slightly different than for the outer mitten. Take the fabric that you cut out from pieces A and B for the same hand and sew together as shown. I've demonstrated on the pattern piece so that it would be clear. Obviously, you're sewing the fabric together. Now you should have something that looks roughly like this. This is the front of your mitten. Place your mitten front so that it's right side up and line up piece C on top of it. With a 1/2 inch seam allowance, sew around the outer edge, keeping the thumb up so you don't accidentally catch it in your stitching. Try your mitten on. If it's too big, take it in from the outer edge and the thumb if necessary. Cut notches at the thumb to relieve some of the bulk. Repeat these steps for the other hand of your mitten linings. Onto the outer mitten. As you did with the mitten linings, cut out 2 sets of pieces. If your outer mitten is a non-stretchy material, I recommend widening piece B and C at the bottom to make it easier for your hand to slip in. Leaving about a 1/2 inch seam allowance, cut the cuff off the upcycled garment that you're using. If the cuff is too big, you can take it in at the sides. With right sides together, pin the cuff to the bottom edge of the outer mitten. Sew the cuff to the mitten at the opening. Repeat this for the other hand. Sewing the lining mitten to the outer mitten. Put on one of your liner mittens inside out. And then, making sure it's the same hand, put your outer mitten on top. Move your fingers around to ensure that the 2 mittens are lined up, especially the thumb part. Now take the mitten off and turn it inside out. Fold over the lining at the opening so that it covers up the seam at the cuff. Using a slip stitch, sew your liner mitten to your outer mitten, all the way around the opening. There you have it, mittens. Now you're all prepared for your next snowball fight.